course it was Jesus. But people need to see Jesus in us. Our job is to be Jesus with skin on. We're his representatives here on earth. We're called to be witnesses through the way that we live and the things that we do. If people see Jesus in us, they're going to have a desire to learn more. If people see that we're not the same as the people in the world, they're going to wonder what's going on. If we cast out demons, people are going to seek us because this world is full of demons. If we heal the sick, people are going to come. There is no way that if a church body or a group of believers are casting out demons and healing the sick, that people are going to stay away. People are going to find out. Now, it's going to scare some people. There's some people who say, ooh, I don't want no part of that. My church don't teach none of that stuff. Well, you go back to your church and live without your healing and live with your demons. That's your choice. But God does offer a way out of those difficulties. Non-believers watch us. Non-believers watch Christians very closely. And there's two reasons that we get watched. One is to see if we trip up. Because many non-believers take great delight in catching Christians tripping up. The truth is, we all will sooner or later. The good news is that we have forgiveness available to us. And we have power and strength to overcome that. But even more importantly, and a thing we don't think about a lot of times, people are watching us because they're looking for the real deal. They're looking for the real thing. They're looking for power, godly power. Yeah. If you look at the media, the supernatural just saturates it. Because people understand there is supernatural stuff going on. The church has downplayed so much of the supernatural power of God in favor of programs that many people, many churches don't really understand supernatural power. The supernatural power available to them through the Holy Spirit. Jesus died for us. Let's sing our 3 songs and 2 prayers and we'll go home and we'll be fine until next Sunday. That's not a Christian walk. That's hardly even a stroll. It's got to be an everyday deal. Every day. Every day. But anyway, getting back to, well, these are all things that Jesus did. Well, of course they are. Would you expect us to do that? Yes. Yes. Jesus expects you to do it. In the Great Commission, Jesus said, these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name they'll drive out demons, they will speak in new tongues, they'll pick up snakes with their hands, and when they drink deadly poison it will not hurt them. They will place their hands on sick people and they will get well. If these are the signs that follow believers, does the lack of these signs follow non-believers? It would seem relatively obvious that that's the case. If we believe, we have been commissioned to do these things. Jesus said we could, and we would. And should you doubt that, you can look at John 14, verse 11 through 14, where it says, believe me when I say I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Or at least believe on the evidence of the miracles themselves. I tell you the truth, anyone, that's every one of you, anyone who has faith in me will do what I have been doing. Pretty tall order. Oops, let's check the next verse. He will do even greater things than these. Even greater things. Because I'm going to the Father. And I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Son may bring glory to the Father. You may ask for anything in my name and I'll do it. This is what it's all about, is bringing glory to the Father through the Son. That's what it's all about. Everything we do should bring glory to the Father. Everything. Now the fact is, we're all human, and not everything we do will. I heard an interesting little, it wasn't really an advertisement, but a little sermonette, real short sermonette on the radio this morning. And a gentleman was talking about the fact that he had looked at his life and he'd seen some things in his life he really didn't like too much. And I think each one of us can identify with what he said. And he said these things were mountains to me. They were things that I couldn't seem to overcome. They were mountains. Now the Bible tells us if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, and if you've ever seen a mustard seed, it's really, really small. If we have that little bit of faith, we can move mountains. Now most of us, when we read that verse, think of actual, physical, literal rock mountains. But you know, those mountains in our spirit, those things in us that maybe are not right, are mountains. And you know, most of us have gotten rid of the molehills and the small hills a long time ago. But every one of us still has one or two or more, maybe even some we don't know about yet that God hasn't revealed to us. But we all have these things that look like mountains to us, that how are we ever going to get over those? How are we going to conquer them? And the Bible tells us if you have faith, you can tell that mountain to move. Be gone. If you will but exercise the faith and power that God has placed in you. So what's just, we're going to real quickly talk about a few things that that might help us out. And this message today is really an encouragement. May not be a lot of new information here, but I just want to encourage you and stir you up today. The Bible tells us the joy of the Lord is our strength. How many of us can really say that we carry around the joy of the Lord all the time? I think we got a higher percentage here probably than we find in a lot of places. And joy doesn't necessarily mean you're all happy all the time, but there is a strength and a joy in knowing that you are God's child and that He lives in you. There is a joy in that. There's a strength to be derived from that.